Today we're nomading outside of Las Vegas
in the Sloan Canyon Natural Conservation Area, and we're headed up to Petroglyph Canyon.
I'm Kim.
And I'm Wei, and we're nomading about. In this series, we're taking a different look at Las Vegas, as we've helped our eldest son settle into his new home in Sin City. We're drinking at dive bars, visiting friend-favorite food joints, hiking in the desert, and exploring the history of this desert gambling town.
I'm standing in the lowest part of the canyon where the water would run if there was actually any water. In geomorphological terms, that's called the thalweg. And then just above me here is a bench where when the water is very high it runs. And then you can see above me there's one and two more benches where the water used to run decades or hundreds of years ago. The rock that we're encountering here in Sloan Canyon is called dacite, and it's an igneous rock, a volcanic rock. And in dry, xeric areas like a desert, you get this intrusion of calcite that as it rains, water percolates through the cracks in the rock, and this calcite and other minerals come with the rain, and then as the water evaporates, that hardens into white stripes of calcite, which become part of the rock. This dacite formed deep underneath the earth as magma cooled, and because it was buried so deep, it was under a huge amount of pressure. And as erosion over the millions of years brought this closer and closer to the surface, that pressure reduced, allowing the rock to expand. And as it expanded, it started to fall apart in these sheets, and you get this what we call spalling, or these thin sheets of rock that start to flake off as the pressure reduces and the rock expands. Standing at the bottom of the canyon, but you can see above me some rounded rocks, and those have been rounded by water running past them. So long ago, water was up at that level, and it must have ran at that level for quite a long time to work through this hard dacite around it like you see today. So we're entering some pretty rugged area, and as you can see above us, there's a series of dry waterfalls. And then just above me here, this is just very recently, there must have been some high water that bent this down, and this is the detritus that collected as the water was running by. Percolated through the rocks over the centuries, and then the rock that was overlying it's been eroded, and it's, well, rock hard.
Do Rocky and jump.
Archaeologists and geomorphologists have documented over 1,700 individual petroglyphs in this canyon. Petroglyphs are possible because of this dark rock varnish that forms on the otherwise very light dacite. And the rock varnish is a mixture of bacteria that's in the air and iron and magnesium and other minerals settle on the surface of the rock, and the bacteria actually use those minerals to grow and then create this varnish. So it's really important that you never touch petroglyphs or rock art, because the oils on your hand disturb the bacteria in the varnish and it erases the rock art. These rock carvings and petroglyphs were created between 200 and 5,000 years ago by the Piute people who still live here in the Las Vegas area. Competing hypotheses about why rock art and petroglyphs occur in similar areas around the world. And one of those is that areas that had strong echoes, such as this. However, that appears not to be the case. Sand and cobbles and rocks get washed down into the riverbed. Over time, some of those also get buried. We talked about before, the water runs into the cracks, the calcite comes through, and it cements all those grains and rocks together and actually forms a new rock, a sedimentary rock. And although this looks loose and all, this is actual rock. You can't break this stuff apart. Earlier, Kim was asking if the dark rock behind me was a lava flow, and actually it's not. What you're seeing is the desert varnish that's formed, indicating that those rocks have been in place for a longer time than the lighter surrounding rocks. And if you look carefully, the lighter surrounding rocks are in a ravine, indicating that that's where the water has washed down and tumbled those rocks, so they haven't had time to be in one place to develop the rock varnish and darken like the surrounding rocks.
I hope you enjoyed the Nevada desert geology lessons as much as I did. The Petroglyph Canyon trailhead is located about 30 minutes south of the Las Vegas Strip, and the whole hike was about 4 miles.
And we took the 100 trail to the petroglyphs themselves, but there's some pretty steep, difficult climbs, like 3 or 4. So we went past the petroglyphs on the way back and intersected with the 200 trail, which creates a loop and a much easier way to get there and back.
Yeah, so you only have to climb up, you don't have to go back down.